Let's go to number three. Number three, who carried the cross? Who carried the cross? Was it Simon? According to Matthew 27:32, it says, now as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. Mark 15, then they compelled a certain man, Simon a Cyrenian, the father of Alexander and Rufus, as he was coming out of the country and passing by, to bear his cross. So Simon is bearing the cross here, along with Luke 23. Now as they led him away, they laid hold of a certain man, Simon a Cyrenian, who was coming from the country, and on him they laid the cross that he might bear it after Jesus. So he seems to be coming from out of town into town, and they sort of run into him along the way. Like it's just sort of random guy, hey, you carry the cross. Well, John 19, it's Jesus, and he, bearing his cross, went out to a place called the place of a skull, which is called in Hebrew Golgotha or Golgotha or Golgotha if you're Klingon. So here's the solution. It was a Roman custom, this we know, for a criminal to carry their own cross. We would expect Jesus to carry his own cross. This is the default. We would just assume you're going to carry your own cross. They're not going to grab strangers, typically. But it's also required by law for a Jew to follow the command of a centurion to carry a burden for up to a mile. He can just tell you, hey, you, carry this. You have to carry it. End of story. There's no debate. You have to carry it for a mile. This is why Jesus says if someone compels you to go with them 1 mile, go 2. That was the idea. We also know this. Jesus had been severely beaten, which caused him to die faster than expected on the cross. It was not normal for him to die that quickly. He had been beaten so severely. So here's a solution. Putting all these stories together, it makes sense to think that Jesus started carrying the cross according to custom, which we would expect, but Jesus was struggling to carry it, and Simon was walking by when a centurion commanded him to carry it the rest of the way. There's other solutions. You could say, well, maybe they carried it together. That's how they did in the Passion of the Christ. That's how they portrayed that cinematically. Maybe they bore it at the same time together, in which case that would also resolve the issue. Here's the point. Is this a reasonable solution? Yeah, that's reasonable. Can I prove that it happened that way? I don't even know what that means. Can I show that it's a reasonable solution and a reasonable harmonizing of the different accounts? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. So